Hello, everyone. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna talk about a very important topic personally. Like, it's very important to me personally, but once upon a time, if I remember right, but how could I possibly forget? A lady in a restaurant leaving her own table in that restaurant just because I walked in and I happened to sit next to her. But she left because I was black, of course. Or not to mention every time I take a metro, every time I take a transport, and I find a group of people, let's just say two or more, they're sitting there just chatting, talking, minding their own business, and then suddenly the minute I walk in, they just happen to start speaking in their own language, their own native language, saying a lot of things about me, like, or wondering about us, as in Africans, like, how come that we could possibly be there in their own country, as if I'm gonna conquer it. No, I'm not, of course. It's just so funny. That was the best part. It's just so funny how in their own little minds, they just assume that as a black person, I could never, ever possibly, positively understand or speak their own language. This is just funny. Or not to mention, also that time when I participated in this international event. It's a well-known one, but I'm just not going to say a name. There was this young man who could not just stop constantly staring at me in that disrespectful, disgusting way. And I remember I was the only African there, but he could not just stop staring at me that way. He made it obviously so clear that everybody else in the room started wondering about it. They all just wondering, like, hey, did you have a discussion with him? I said, no, I don't even know his name. How can I possibly have a discussion with him? Then why is he looking at you like that? I don't know. That's how it is. Oh no, we all know the reason why. Because I'm black, of course. So we all just wanted to make sure about it. So we intentionally asked him to take a picture of us, and I intentionally sat at the corner of the picture. But no, he proudly took the picture and did not include me in that one. It was a very sad situation, yet a funny one. I was just wondering, how come a well-educated young man can be so ignorant with such a shallow mind? This all just made me walk towards him with a smile on my face. I just told him in his face, like, I feel sorry for you. I left him with a confusion, and he was really wondering, yet I was also wondering about that. After I walked from there, I was just thinking about it to myself. Like, how come is he in this event from the very first beginning? He should be expecting people from other different countries, of course, different continents. It's an event, international, so there should be people from other race, to be more precise. It all just makes me wonder. Even in the country where I grew up in, I grew up in a place where people are more crazy about tribalism, which is even worse. People, we are from the same continent, we are from the same country, but yet they should, or they have to be, that racist as well. I remember also I walked into a grocery shop once with a friend of mine. Obviously we were not from the same country, but as we walked in, and we were just normally buying grocery shop, and then a group of girls, they were just walking around, and they could not also stop staring at both of us. You can see the wonder in their eyes, of course. It was pretty obvious. They were just wondering about how come that we could be possibly walking together. As soon as they walked next to us, they were all wondering, and I heard it. Oh no, she could never possibly be his friend. She's just probably working for him. How many times have we been referred to things that we are not just because we are black? Of course. I cannot count it. Personally, I can't. I can never count it. The long story short, I just want to say, when will people start or stop judging each other regardless to what religion that we practice, to where we come from, to who we are, or what we are exactly? People should really stop doing that. But I believe that a change will never happen unless people believe in changing themselves, because change comes from within. Let's just think about that.